All right, everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil. And today we're going to be talking about the most important off-meta fleet in Galaxy of Heroes right now. And I'd argue it's probably the most important fleet to have in the game. I feel like a lot of times we like to look at the S-tier fleets and say they're the most important, but I'm actually going to say that this fleet or faction is the most important in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes at the current moment. So like, subscribe, comment, and of course, let's give a huge shout out to the channel members for all of their continued support. Again, if you're ever interested in joining, that link is always down below in the description. I very much appreciate you guys, supporting me through the thick and the thin, the good, the bad, and particularly the ugly, and that would be when my face is on the screen. So thank you guys so much for continuing to show your love. And to the on the council members, I mean, there's 122 of you. I can't thank you guys enough. There's, so many gifts and everything. It was an unbelievable stream. So let's talk about this. And you guys should know what fleet this is by now because we're talking about the Empire fleet. It can counter the Empire fleet as a whole. With all of these ships, you have a counter to every single S-tier fleet. And if you don't have to counter Leviathan with it, you can counter both of the other two fleets with like two unique fleets that will counter those two things. So we're going to get into showing you guys kind of how this works, but kind of talking through why it's such an important fleet to have. So I already have my Leviathan counter in, so we're going to go ahead and go up against this guy here. And we're just going to take out these two fleets. This is the reason you don't need any other reinforcements is because the Leviathan is going to use its ability to crush your reinforcement or to kill your reinforcements. So you're not going to get any out anyways, and like you're just wasting those slots, right? So we just need these ships right here. Now, the ability to counter S-tier fleets is vastly important because I was thinking the other day, what got me sparked on this is I was like, man, would I rather give up one of my S-tier fleets or my Empire faction? And I was like, I'd rather give up Executor or something like that rather than give up this fleet because this fleet gives you the options on offense to take out all the rest of those other things. So it is really kind of crazy. And again, this fleet, this is a consistent counter. It's not a shoe-in, it's a consistent counter. And I think that's an important thing to note is that it is just like it's a good counter. It's not a great counter. So normally you'd love if you could get that guy, like kill him right away. So let's call, what do I want to do here? Let's do this. I don't like Emperor's Shuttle coming out first. I'm definitely not a fan of that. There was some good dodges, okay. Got all that out of the way. So let's go here and let's start going all in on Sith Assassin. We need to get rid of that Sith Assassin. That was a good dodge there. Of course, we don't have taunt right now. Yikes. Come on. There we go. All right, now we can target you. Bring you in. Kill that. Let's kill Sith Assassin. Let's stop their turn meter gain. Good dodge there. My fear is they're going to get their they're going to get that stupid ship in. The dumb, I can't even think of the name right now. It's going to one-shot somebody. So we got to move. We got to work quickly here. That's a good dodge. And there we go. It worked. All right. Whew. A little bit dicey there. I was worried that that Sith fighter ship was going to come in. Or not Sith fighter, Sith Empire trooper ship was going to come in. So right there you guys see the Executor or the Leviathan counter in action. It's such a great thing to have in your back pocket, right? Really, really important. But the other side to that fleet, guys, right? The other reason why it's so important to have that faction, to have this fleet, is because a lot of the characters in here are required for something or have a lot of other uses in the game. So let's take a look at like the Scythe. And I know all you're going to say, I don't have Scythe, so I can't make this work. You don't need the Scythe to, like if you look, you don't need Scythe to beat the Executor, right? There's no Scythe in here. You just need a 5-star TIE Interceptor will beat Executor. You can do that with a 5-star TIE Interceptor. TIE Interceptor is like only there in these two counters. TIE Interceptor's sole purpose is the, where is it at here? Oh, is it Invader's ship? I think it's Vader's. Yeah, if all allies are Empire and TIE Interceptor's reinforcements, allied capital ship cooldowns are reduced by 1. That's all you need with for the TIE Interceptor for. That's literally the biggest use. It does help in the Leviathan and Executor counter at times when it's going dicey, but the biggest thing is you just need it to get that first turn reinforcement out to bring Iden's ship in, right? So, don't fret if you don't have this ship maxed out or, your second sister isn't relic. You're really just there to bring in that reinforcement first turn. Now, you do need relics on everybody else, and again, the better relics you have on Iden, the more likely she is to dodge, the more that she can survive. So you guys can see I have a Relic 5 Iden, Relic 5, and then Relic 7s on my Inquisitor ship here and Darth Vader. Again, at the requirements you need them for Grand Inquisitor or Reva, depending on where you're at, and then of course Vader being there. But then you come down here to this fleet. If you're trying to beat Executor, again, you just need the ship, and then you need TIE Reaper. Now I get that TIE Reaper is not the flashiest of ships, but I can tell you that oftentimes this ship dies right away, right? That this ship doesn't survive. You guys have seen me do that fleet counter plenty of times. Though it's definitely, I would say that I've had a lot of success. This is probably the least amount of RNG is involved with this fleet, I would say. There's been a couple where it's gone really haywire, but I'd say overall of these counters, this is the most consistent. This one can definitely get dicey. This one definitely gets dicey, the Profundity counter, and you do need Scythe for it to work with just these ships. And I think, you know, you can get this to work to beat Profundity without the Scythe. You just have to start bringing in some other Empire ships to get that done. You'll need the TIE Advanced. You know, you might even want some of these other guys. Like, you'll just bring a full Empire fleet. And the reason why it works so well to counter Profundity here is because, you know, you inflict burning, which can't be dispelled or resisted from rebels. And and what it says is that, where is it at? When enemies are inflicted with burning, they have minus 25% offense, doubled for light side enemies. Rebel enemies can't attack out of turn while burning. So you completely neuter anything from the Millennium Falcon, Outrider. You take away those assists for 2 turns. And when it comes in from reinforcements, right? Inflict burning on all enemies for 2 turns. So that burning goes in right away. So it comes in, and then the next turn you can go ahead and drop your bombs if you need to keep that burning down. You're stopping a lot of those assists. You're stopping that upload progress from the Profundity. It's actually a very, very like consistent counter. I'm trying to see when my ship refreshes are. So you know, and again, what sparked this is because a lot of people, I think, just pay attention to the top tier fleets, right? We look at the Profundity, Executor, and Leviathan and think, yeah, those are the only fleets that matter. But when you have all these Empire ships and you can take them apart and create 2 fleets that will be 2 S tiers on offense, it's almost, I'd argue that you could say this is more valuable offensively than 1 S tier fleet. Because your Executor, your Profundity, your Leviathan on offense can beat 1 fleet, right? Like that, you will beat 1 fleet. But you bring your entire Empire on offense and you're able to counter 2, not just 2 fleets, but 2 S tier fleets. That to me is the most important part. Now to counter the Leviathan, you're not going to be able to pull that off because you need to have the Scythe to be able to do that. So, you know, there's one caveat that if you are going to try and beat Leviathan, you need to bring you got to take Scythe, which ruins your Profundity counter. But, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, choices have to be made, right? You know, is Leviathan worth this fleet? I mean, I would say so. But I can tell you that what I've been doing a lot is I'll bring my Profundity on offense to beat a Leviathan, and then I can use these 2 things to counter Executor and Profundity, and I feel really good. I've got a solid fleet defense because of that. I do have some insurance in the form of some other fleets offensively because, you know, things can always go south and then you're really screwed. But the ability to beat 2 S tier fleets cannot be underestimated, and I feel that so often players do. And just think about the Empire faction for a second. When you think about the characters in here, like Iden, she's one of the top characters in the game right now because of her ship, but also not just because of her ship, but because she's got a good team. And I think more than that, the raid. The current raid right now, she's a fantastic character in that raid. A lot of guilds taking her to Relic 8 for the raid. Yeah, I mean, Darth Vader, what can't we not say about this dude? Like, you need him for, you know, Executor and Sith Eternal and Jedi Knight Luke and, you know, his ship. Like, it's just get it, right? You know, you've got like Sith Eternal requirements in here with Thrawn and Tarkin, so you'll get them. Tarkin also a requirement for Lord Vader at Relic 7. So even if you have him at Relic 3, it doesn't change a whole lot of your Profundity strategy. You will still be able to pull that off. And if you look like that to counter Profundity, I'm using Gear 8 Gar Saxon and a Gear 8, of course it goes to Luminara instead of going right here to Imperial Super Commando. Like, these guys are gear 8, and this ship will still survive. And if you get it, like, higher, oh, it's even better, right? Like, just a fantastic counter to Profundity this way. I want to try to show you guys this depending how many fleet battles I have left here. But yeah, I feel like this fleet gets slept on. I feel like a lot of people don't get Emperor's Shuttle or the Gauntlet or TIE Reaper, and I can understand that they're kind of out of the way. They're not necessarily called out as any part of requirements. You know, they're not gifted to you through proving grounds, but guys, it's so important. Like, if you watch a lot of the top players in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, these are the kind of things that separate them from everybody else, right? That the guys like Arnold know these counters, have these ships honed in, locked in, so that way, when they're attacking on offense, their defense can be that triple middle finger. Like, I'm not even confident enough to place triple middle finger defense on yet because I don't have enough stuff here. I got 40 seconds left. Gosh, this is ridiculous. I hate that I have to refresh for that. So, yeah, I mean, I could make an argument that the entire Empire faction as a whole is the most important in the game because of all the rest of the stuff, but I think particularly from a fleet perspective, they are incredibly important. Without the Empire, so much of us, and I say us, like including myself, lose a lot of our offensive capabilities. Like, I think I would rather trade my Profundity or Executor for the ability to have my Empire fleets. But, like, my Empire faction, I'd be willing to trade for, like, Executor and probably Profundity, too, honestly. I don't know I'd be willing to trade Leviathan for it yet, because, like, Leviathan just, something goes wrong, it's an automatic win. Like, Leviathan's probably the most difficult fleet to clean up, right? Like, every other fleet, I feel like you can kind of take it apart, but Leviathan, man, I feel like it's such a monster to have to take out. So yeah, here we go. All right, we got enough battles that I can show you guys the Profundity counter here. So, we can go here, and so now we bring in this, and then we have you. So this is what we need for Profundity, and hopefully this works. In a worst case, I'd say worst case scenario with this fight, what I've noticed, your worst case scenario is oftentimes that you know, that you might have to two-shot it, but it puts you in that conversation to one-shot right away. So they do like to target Scythe right away, which is fine. So what I actually like to do is clean up Scythe. Look, like, we haven't even taken a turn yet. We're just letting them do their stuff. So now we're going to get Foresight on them. You want a basic here. And then we're just going to use abilities, right? That's all we're going to do here. We need them to kill one of these guys. So now what we'll do is we're actually going to remove all those buffs, because we want to try and take out Dash Rendar if we can. No, of course not. Doesn't work. Can you kill one of my ships, please? I need them to kill one of these guys. Come on. There we go. That's what I needed. Oh, yikes. He did kill that fleet too. That's not good. Ooh, we're getting lag here. I don't like that. Don't crash on me, please. Yikes, it is lagging hardcore right now. Okay, so now we have our TIE Bomber in. That's obviously not ideal. And I should have targeted somebody else with that. Oh, well. What the heck? Oh, that's right. This guy climbs against other... I forgot that he's climbing against us, and he brings in that ship to kind of help him survive longer. All right, I got to get that out of the way. That's good. All right, we got to work fast here, because they are getting ultimate. There we go. We can drop more burning on the field, and then you want to target... I like to target Dash out of this fleet. Of course, we can't now because he's under stealth. Darn it. I normally like to try to kill Dash. Yeah, see, this is the problem here. This is what's, like, smart on his part. Having that ship definitely throwing us off here. So we'll just throw this out. As long as we have burning, we're normally okay, but... like, I think that burning's... yeah, that's not good. This Sith ship, man, that's killing me. Yeah, there's nothing we can do while that Sith ship is active. They're just going to gain all this extra stuff here. I can't get burning out. That was a waste. Yeah, I need one more turn for that. They're going to call it in. Yeah, there they go. I mean, that Sith ship really threw me in, dude. I mean, I like that. That's, like, genius to stop this. So yeah, guys, that's a mess. What a mess that was. So hopefully you guys can see that it does work, right? Like we do, it does work. Just that Sith ship coming in. Really, I forgot that he has that in there. I shouldn't have done that because that's not a typical counter. So without that ship, you'd be able to target everything else, right? So what you do is you just kind of pick that fleet apart. You do target Dash Rendar and take it out. Maybe in a Grand Arena sometime I'll get to showcase that because it does. I do promise it does work. I know I like really botched that up there, but there's that Sith ship, man. That was really smart because you can't like there's nothing you can do about that, right? It just comes in. You got to like hit it like 8 times to kill it. I really liked that. So anyway, guys, like and subscribe. Call me an idiot in the comments section for trying to do a counter on a fleet that like was perfectly designed to stop it. But I love all you. Hopefully you guys can see at least why the Empire is so important to be able to counter those flings. I know I didn't get Profundity. I promise it does work. So yeah, I'm an idiot. I love you all. May the Force be with you, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.